Hello everybody, Talk here, and today is the first episode of the new series, Gear of the Apocalypse. This is of course my companion series to Armaments of the Apocalypse, which the Brush Axe has already featured on. And this is more for things that aren't weapons, or just are neat in general, and I think we should cover them. As today, the shopping cart. This is something that I don't see very often in post-apocalyptic scenarios. Maybe it's in the background somewhere, but it's never like in the forefront. Unless it's the movie The Road, which I do believe is based off of a book, so maybe this shows up a little more in literature. I have not gotten to read enough old post-apocalyptic literature, so I should be able to get around to doing that. But all I know is The Road, and then the video game Neo Scavenger, which is a somewhat simulationist post-apocalyptic survival game in which the cart is a vehicle that you use to store things in, like I am. Now, I personally think this should probably feature more, particularly in games that don't feature cars, basically the non-Mad Max style post-apocalyptic games or any other piece of entertainment media. If you're walking around a lot, a cart would be pretty great, or a wheelbarrow, or anything of this nature. I'm using a shopping cart because, frankly, these things are going to be everywhere at the end of everything. Like, the Walmart near your house probably has like 200 or 300 carts at it. The Target has 200 or 300 carts. The grocery store's got 100 and something carts. There's an insane number of these things, and if you get a decent one like this one, it's gonna last you a while. This particular one was from a Walgreens. No, I didn't steal it. I got this legally. Calm down. But this was from a Walgreens at some point. And it's pretty nice. The wheels were pretty much rusted tight when I got it. All I did is put some WD-40 on it. So I haven't done any particular amount of maintenance on this. Just made it functional. That's all that happened here. So I think this is going to be a reasonably fair test. So what the test is I'm going to take this over to my parents' tree line, so we're going down a road for a brief period of time, and then I'll be walking down a tree line that is abutted to a field. The field is not plowed, it is currently flat, and I believe still has some winter wheat on it. I'm not entirely positive what's on there right now, but I'm going to set up the camera, you guys can watch me walk down it, and I'm going to go to a campsite about a quarter mile off the road, which is what I think most people would be doing in a post-apocalyptic scenario like this, where you are traveling in a nomadic lifestyle. I have my weapon, I have a tarp, I have my bucket, which I will use for cooking and food and stuff in there, and then I have my sleeping bag right here. So I've basically got my entire camp set up in this right now, or broken down in the cart. And so we're going to take that down the tree line, and then when I get to the camp, which is far enough off the road that you are not immediately visible and is in a well-sheltered location, I will give my thoughts on how it handled walking down that. So, I'm going to go and start walking, and you get to all watch me look ridiculous. So, I'm going to shut up now and just get moving. So I'll see you guys out there.
One evening as the sun went down and the jungle fire was burning, down the track came a hobo hiking, and he said, "Boys, I'm not turning. I'm headed for a land that's far away, beside the crystal fountains. So come with me, we'll go and see the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, there's a land that's fair and bright, where the handouts grow on bushes, and you sleep out every night, where the boxcars all are empty, and the sun shines every day on the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees and the lemonade springs, where the bluebird sings in the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, all the cops have wooden legs, and the bulldogs all have rubber teeth, and the hens lay soft-boiled eggs. There the farmers' trees are full of fruit, and the barns are full of hay. And I'm bound to go where there ain't no snow, and the rain don't fall, and the wind don't blow, in the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, you never change your socks, and the little streams of alcohol come a-trickling down the rocks. There ain't no short-handled shovels, no axes, spades, or picks, and I'm bound to stay where they sleep all day, where they hung the Turk that invented work, in the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, all the jails are made of tin, and you can walk right
Alright, so, it works exactly as well as you would think on a road. Works fairly well on gravel, actually, so long as the gravel is reasonably hard-packed. Basically, that kind of goes for anything. Anything this thing can actually roll on correctly works fine. Now, the field looks really bad, and the beginning wasn't great. It was kind of soft, which is why I switched over to towing it. Which, I mean, honestly, you could tie some rope to the front and then, like, actually wrap it around yourself and literally pull it like you're a freaking ox or something. And once I started pulling it, it wasn't so bad. Now, I sound very out of breath. You can kind of see behind me here. There's this really stringy... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to grab some from the bottom of the camera here. There's this very long, stringy, dead grass from last year. Call it marsh grass around here. And Cart-no-likey marsh grass. Marsh grass bad. You can also see there's a whole bunch of like thorn trees, for lack of a better term. Thorn bushes, thorn sticks, whatever. I could just start hacking away at this, but I don't care enough because this thing is actually not half bad at bulldozing through pine trees. There's 2 pine trees here, and I just plowed straight through the center of them. Got my cart in here. So it's good at that, not great at grass. In short, it works about as well as you would think on most things. If it's hard and reasonably flat, this thing goes great. If it's soft, it doesn't roll right because the wheels are not designed for that. Though I will say, an unplowed field that has crops growing in it, or a fallow field, in the case of a post-apocalyptic scenario, because that's what would happen. You'd have a fallow field that'd be relatively flat and hard-packed, should drive fine. This should actually go pretty well as long as you're walking down a field row or perhaps a hard lawn where the grass hasn't gotten too bad. But it's not bad. I mean, I don't have enough crap in here or enough obtuse junk that a backpack wouldn't handle it. A backpack would handle everything I've got in here. The big advantage this has, for the cart specifically, is that I could also have a backpack. I'm not testing that right now because no doubt I could also have a backpack. But I have a backpack on top of this, and I could just put stuff in here. I could put firewood in here. I could put, you know, any animals I've happened to kill in here. I could put big jugs of water that are obtuse to carry in here. You can put just junk that you don't want to put in your backpack. Because your backpack would probably have this, and then the bucket and your food, your mess kit and whatnot in there. And then your weapon would be in your hands. Now, for me, my weapon sat like this most of the time, which is still easily accessible, still easily grabbed, and frees my hands up. Now, my hands obviously are being used to pull this. Once I'm in front, I just have one hand free, which is nice. This wasn't too bad. And again, backpack. So, I don't really have like a rating score or anything, but this went through the field better than I thought it would. I didn't think this would go through the field very well, but it wasn't too bad. So, I'm going to leave you with a score of don't drive across a muddy field with this out of 5. With that being said, what do you guys think? What more tests do you want me to do with this? Because I am more than willing to give this thing a run through some more stuff. I mean, I have it. I may as well. What other gear do you want me to look at from various post-apocalyptic media? Please leave that below, because I've got a couple of ideas, but you guys can always come up with more for me. So, of course, remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below. And I have been Hawk, and I will see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.